the longest flight. Welcome back to
Bidneyland.
Yeah.
I love your reflection. I love how it moves along with the water.
What's that quote early game in this game? It's like
Early game.
The water. I'm gonna look it up. I'm stupid.
The water is dyed a deep blue.
No.
Don't drink the tap water at Bidneyland.
What are we doing in Pacific Log Town?
What are we doing here?
What are you
Don't we
talking
just
about?
have
We're
to
not
go
in Pacific Log Town. We're in Sidopolis, as you can see.
I just blew my nose.
If you want the
Oh,
actual
good.
answer, we're going there because I just want to get footage of it.
Alright.
Because
Footage? Why not handage?
the thing about Pacific Log Town is it's the one town in the game that, like, you probably will not just run into on the main path.
Hey, baby, you can give me some handage. No,
Never say that again.
I'm gonna say it a lot now.
You're gonna say it
here
a
it is.
lot now?
When I engage in requesting assistance from females regarding my genitalia.
Typical League players.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
I
that
found it.
reminds me,
It was-
Gabe, did you see what I posted in
like when I need
NSFW?
help carrying something.
Hold on, okay, so I heard Carrie say something carrying something. I heard Evan say there's porn, and now we'll go ahead with the quote.
It's my face is reflected in the water. It's a shining grin full of hope. Or maybe it's a look of somber silence struggling with fear. What do you see in your face? And it's like the
It's a little
second
real.
town.
Yeah, it was Petalburg, I believe.
If you would like
yeah, it
your
was
pickle
fun, but-
drained, ask an employee. Yeah.
Yeah, I posted that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Papa.
Big Papa.
Big Papa can drain my pickle. Anyway.
I go by a lot of names. Big Poppy.
Your pickle, that just sounds painful.
I'm like the Drake of having a. Never mind.
I
Oh,
don't
wait a
wanna
minute. I
do
just
it.
remembered your pickle is your soul, so...
Yeah.
That's what
I
I
have
said. Yeah.
come for your pickle.
What's that from?
SpongeBob.
Dude, there is.
Oh, yeah.
Water Zubat.
Wingle.
Wanna know what the coolest thing is about Wingles that I
SpongeBob.
think is really cool?
Emeralds.
Yeah. That they evolve into Pelipper.
It's
That
like
is legitimately my reason.
Yeah, it's like that whole saying. It's like, do souls look like pickles? Aye, as a matter of fact, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's our timestamp? I got lost.
we got
243,
243,
244,
6.
245,
Gabe?
46,
Okay,
47.
cool.
I'm trolling.
Oh, hey,
Wow,
what's going
I got-
on?
Isn't it weird that it
on my
looks
way
like
back for
Tentacle
this.
has like fingernails on his tentacles?
Kind of does.
I've never heard of that in my life.
No, I
It's
disagree.
it's more like a toenail, honestly.
Yeah.
It looks more
see
like
it
an
now.
ungulate to me, but okay.
Hey, what do you think of
Dude, you're so funny.
Toadstool?
Dude,
No,
guys,
I'm not
hey, yo,
fucking
guys,
joking.
shout
I'm
out to
not
Will.
making a fucking
He
joke.
informed me
I'm
of what
not-
guys, I want the world to know.
Okay. I'm
I'm
all
not
yours.
joking.
Will's a funny guy, and he has a
I'm-
chronic illness. He's
I'm-
gonna die from it. So I told him to stop being funny last time, and now he's not being funny anymore. I'm glad that you're gonna live into your 60s. Because at 61, I'm going to kill you regardless.
Hey, Will, did you have a story about one time you almost died?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is me being overdramatic, but I almost died. So
Hi, sweetie, wait. We should battle, you and I.
I was calling you sweetie.
basically, I flew out. Did a big stretch.
You did 8 gallons of cocaine.
Yeah, cost a lot of money, but
$2 million.
I went out to another state to visit my parents. None of you know which state it is actually because they have moved. And I won't tell you where because that's
Is
funny.
it Oklahoma?
Literally, I just said I'm not going to tell you where.
I feel like you
Fine.
did tell me once, but I forgot what it was.
Man.
I'm not going to tell you.
You never told me. Okay, keep
South
on with the story.
Carolina.
Hold on, let me just look
Anyway.
at your mom's Facebook to find out.
My mom has blocked everybody but like 3 people on Facebook.
Oh wow.
Damn, good thing she still got my number.
I heard
I'm
the
gonna
Yo
kill you
Mama
Yeah, I
now.
was
joke.
gonna say I didn't notice.
Will needs to finish the story, and then I have a Yo Mama joke.
So, why? Okay. Anyway, I was one of those very lucky people. I did not fly Southwest, but I was one of those very lucky people who got stuck in the Denver airport for 25 hours.
Oh, wait, you just said you were in Denver.
Well, he could have been passing through. It could have been a layover.
It was a layover.
Okay.
But I did find out that I have relatives in Denver. Didn't know that until I was 25 hours into being in the Denver airport. And so then I went and stayed the night with them. I was in Denver for a grand total of 50 hours, I think. So that wasn't fun. When I got in the just like I flew into Denver and that layover.
It's Tentacles, Mom.
Just that layover. Yeah. I got onto 6 planes. One of them took off.
Nice.
Oh my gosh! So did they just keep having you get on and get off and get on?
Yeah, we get on and then the flight would get canceled. Then we get on another one and the flight would get canceled. And one time, this is the thing that really fucking pissed me off. One time, a flight got delayed and I was like, there's another one and I'm gonna take that other one. And so I switched my ticket to that other flight. The flight that I switched to got canceled. Meanwhile, the flight that I switched from took off.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And
literally hard rack.
I was so fucking
so
mad.
upset.
Oh, and when I stayed the night with my relatives, in Denver, what I did was I found out that my fucking flight was at 4 in the morning. And so I slept like 3 hours the night before. I can't sleep on airplanes. I have slept a grand total of like 6 hours on airplanes my whole life.
I've never tried.
I just don't like doing it, and if you never try, I just can't.
Okay, like I mean, I could there's only like one real night flight that I've been on, and it was when we were going to Japan, and I didn't feel comfortable because I was in the middle seat between 2 people who I didn't know.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
And I wasn't comfortable doing anything at all because I was afraid the screen would be too bright and bother them.
Usually people are nice about it.
I think I slept that entire flight.
You did sleep that whole flight. I watch you when you sleep, so.
Every night.
To be fair, Will and Carrie were both on that flight,
I didn't
actually.
sleep the way back though. I was playing Hamtaro, Ham Heartbreak.
Will has broken into every single person in the world's house
Anyway,
before.
continue the story, Will.
So I finally fucking get to my destination. And I stay with my parents for 2 weeks. That was a mistake, because I don't like being anywhere for 2 weeks, let alone where I was. And so I've decided that's the last year that for Christmas I'm visiting anybody for more than 4 days. But anyway, and then it was time for me to leave, and I found out that my fucking flight was at 6 in the morning this time. And so once again, I slept like 4 hours, and I got up, and I went into the airport. Everything went smoothly. I woke up on time. Like, I had to dry my shirts overnight, and so that was kind of a hassle. But I was able to pack my suitcase the night before just fine. Oh, there was a story about the suitcase. When I was in the Denver airport, I was walking back and forth between like terminals and the customer service and like Pizza Hut. And I traveled light, so I had a backpack and then like a satchel. And I put on my backpack, and it's really heavy. And then I readjusted my satchel, and the strap snapped in half. So I had to carry it. I had to carry it like slung over my shoulder the whole fucking time. And my mom bought me a carry-on suitcase, and that was very nice. And it was, oh my god, it made traveling so much nicer. But anyway, I get to the airport, going back home. I was actually going to Denver. To stop. I was gonna be in Denver for a couple of days for a conference, and I get through security, and I'm like, I want hot sugar, so I get a decaf like caramel macchiato or something.
That is hot sugar.
It is, yes, it is very hot sugar. It's very sugary hot. I sit down with my quote unquote coffee, unlock my phone, and I immediately get a text from United saying that my flight has been delayed by 5 hours.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
My parents' place is 30 minutes from the airport, so I have to take into account basically if I want to go back, I have 2 hours less.
Wait.
Yeah.
So I thought
half an hour here, half an hour back.
Did I miss something?
yes.
Are you not
No,
in
hour and a
Denver
half.
anymore at this part of
No.
the story?
No. I'm not in Denver anymore. I gone to my parents' place and I was there for 2 weeks.
Okay.
On my way back. Yeah, this happened, and then it was like, I might be able to get a flight, and I was, talking to customer service and fucking around, and I went to the gate agent because I wanted to make sure. There's this thing where if they delay a flight, they would delay the flight because they didn't have a pilot ready for the flight, and the dangerous thing about that is if the flight's delayed because of that, another pilot can show up and be like, oh yeah, I'll do that, and they'll undelay the flight.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to talk to the gate agent and be like, is there a chance of that happening? I get in line, and I get behind this person who has the most complicated issue in the history of aviation.
Oh no!
She spoke with the gate agent for an hour and 40 minutes.
Ooh.
And it's like,
Oh my
what
God.
really made me upset was, it wasn't a problem that a gate agent needed to fix. It could have been, she could have just gone on the phone and fixed it that way, but she didn't. And she was going to Hawaii, and at one point I was just like overhearing the conversation, and it was like, is this ticket to Japan gonna be good enough? Like, and she was like, yeah, we could do that instead. And it was like, what? What? Okay. But anyway, so that was weird, but I left that. I was getting fucking tired, and so I called them, and they were like, no, fuck you. And I was like, Jesus. It had been like, at this point, like 2 hours. And at that point, if I went back to my parents' house, I would be there for an hour. And that's not enough to justify it.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I just stayed there. And then when I said no fuck you, the customer service said no fuck you to me, I asked if there was another flight I could get on. They're like, no, it's full. And I was like, fuck. And then I went onto the United app, and somebody had, I guess, transferred off the flight. There was a seat available, so I switched to that one. And that flight, I beat into Denver by 23 minutes.
Oh.
So that was okay. And then I was in Denver, and everything was great, except for I got stuck in the elevator twice. Fun fact, I fucking hate elevators. I don't like taking them when they work. And I got stuck in there for like a couple of minutes, and so I called 911. Because the fucking call button wasn't working.
Oh my God.
And and then my parents get a notification if I call 911, and so they're like freaking out.
Oh no!
Meanwhile, I've got shitty reception in the elevator. But, right, like, I hear the person, like, pick up the phone or whatever, on 911, and the door's open.
Oh my God.
And I was like, hey, okay, so I don't have an emergency anymore. I'm very sorry. And she was like, okay, I'm glad. Have a nice day. And I was like, okay. And then I left Denver, and my flight, I think, was delayed, but I was already on the flight, and the delaying was like taxiing issues, whatever. It wasn't really anything. But the flight back home, was so bumpy. It was very rough, and I wrote my will. I thought I was gonna die.
You wrote yourself?
Yeah, I wrote myself. But I have an explanation for all of these issues that I have.
Yeah.
Whenever I fly, I always get a 1 pound bag of sea salt almonds. Almonds are great flying food. They're dense. They're finger food. They're easy to eat. You can pour a fuck ton in your mouth and choke on them and die. It's great. They're high in protein, fat, and calories. It's great. And they're relatively cheap for what you're getting. And so I was gonna go walk over to Albertsons, and then my Uber was gonna pick me up from Albertsons and drive me to the airport.
We were gonna take your friends hostage and then drive several towns over.
Yeah.
That's an inside joke. I just realized.
We were having an awful blizzard. Snow is crunchy. I was wearing my heavy snow boots.
Yeah.
I'm walking along this thing, and then I go into this undercover kind of area. There's like an awning in front of this complex that's got Albertsons. And then I feel a crunch. It was a little bit heavier than a snow crunch, though. And right after I see the crunch, a bird like flies right in front of me, like very low, like maybe around my knee.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look down, and there was another bird, and it had flown underneath my foot, and I crunched it, and it fucking died.
Oh,
on the spot.
Oh
Um,
no.
So I did the normal thing. There's a blizzard. I go into Albertsons, I buy my almonds, and I buy a set of 6, like, those, like, electric LED candles. And I go in and I go back out and I fucking, like, pray, and I have, like, a candlelight vigil for this bird, because I was like, this is, like, an awful, awful, awful omen. Apparently it wasn't enough. Yeah, so that's how I met your mom.
Ba, 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 ba.
Ba-ba.
And so that's how my holiday was.
Okay. So,
I don't want to tell my own joke. No.
I do want to point out, because, like, we were listening to Will's story the whole time, but isn't
It's
Pacific Logtown actually just really cool?
When I was a kid, it was my favorite town. Actually, that's how my brother was. We weren't looking anything up, and my brother was like, "How the fuck do we get to Rayquaza? Like, what do we do?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm just gonna go to Pacific Lodge because it sounds like fun."
Yeah.
And so I went there and I hung out, and it was a great time. And then I left, and then I was like, "Oh, this is different." And so I went into it, and I was like, "Oh, this is it."
All right,
I think
now,
it's cooler.
I'm gonna share the
silly
texting
songs
conversation
with
that I had with Will when we were trying to schedule for this recording session.
I'm really funny.
You are funny.
Could you
Yeah.
check Discord?
Disclaimer.
We're scheduling for next recording session. Yeah, sorry, I just almost fucking died because God hates me. I'll check in an hour or so. Whoa, what happened? You good? I'm not ever looking at another bird again, and if it's winter, I will not step foot on a plane. That sounds like a bird flew into our engine, and that's not true, but I won't tell you what happened until later because it's funnier that way. But I did write my will. Everything
Yeah.
went
Oh
to
my gosh,
Mitty
Will.
except a bag of my poop, which will be mailed to you in 20 years.
I forgot about that one.
Oh my gosh, Will, I would have been devastated if I accidentally killed a bird. I don't blame you.
And then I asked if
I
it was
was-
going to be
I
an
was
on-recording
upset.
story, and then Will said, depends on how you feel about animals dying, and I said, that still sounds like a bird flew into the engine.
It still sounds like.
I stepped on a snail once and crunched it, and I felt awful. So snails probably don't even have consciousness.
I stepped on a snail with my bare feet, and I've never been more upset.
Oh, that's gross.
I was
Gyarados
afraid
farts when
Daniel
he
would have
does.
been.
It's pretty gross.
I demolished a squirrel once on accident.
What?
I guess we're talking about killing animals.
Oh my god.
One time
was-
I killed a man.
I was assisting one of my grandparents' friends in cutting down a tree, for some money.
Normal.
And
PETA's
Yeah.
gonna make a flash game about this episode.
and I was they didn't have a chainsaw or anything. They had a manual axe and they had a handsaw. So I was like, well, fuck. So super hard work. And so obviously, start with the axe, get a groove, go with the handsaw, keep piking it with the axe, find some rocks or wedges and put them in the cut and hit them with the backside of the axe.
Yeah.
Common knocking over tree stuff. And
Common American.
yeah, and at one point I was using the hacksaw, and I felt the tree was almost there to start give way. So I was like, all right. So I took the hacksaw out and I kind of gave the top a shove, and didn't really. It wasn't a huge tree, but it was big enough that required about an hour and a half of work.
Yeah.
And so finally I got the little wedges under there, it was like dink dink, hitting it with the back of the axe and checking up top to see when it'd go. I wasn't going yet, so I dink dink, hit it again, checking the top. And I see it start to go, and then I'm like, okay. And
Crunch.
and so it falls, as trees do. And a very loud, very cool noise too. That was the first time I actually ever heard a tree fall. It's just a very loud noise. And
So
And I
it
was like,
does
alright.
make a sound.
yes, because I was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If there was no one there, I probably wouldn't have, but I was there.
Okay,
so-
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
No, yeah. No, I understand. Don't worry. So I go over and I call them and I'm like, hey, because they're on they're on a 40-acre property or something. So hey, it's done. I finished. They're like, okay, great. it's all dead growth anyway. So I like go over, as a white American male does. I pop the axe on my shoulder and inspect my work.
Yeah. As you owe the world.
Yeah, and I'm looking over the tree and stuff. I'm like, oh, it's, like maybe I'll ask for some firewood because it's like really good like dead growth where it's just like dry as hell.
It's
So
already dried out and everything.
yeah, I'm like, I'll ask for some firewood for my grandparents or something, and I did end up getting a very good amount. But I was like passing by and I was getting to the top of the tree and stuff, and I was like, what's that? Was there like was there like berries that a berry bush I crushed or something? Because there's like red on some like grass and like foliage I see. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And so I like look around the area and it's just like red. And I'm like hit like a fucking berry bush or something. What is this shit? And I basically do what you're not supposed to do, and I utilize I just put my back up against the log and just start fucking rolling it. Again, it's not too heavy, so it gives pretty easy. And as it gives way, I look under and I just see a squirrel that was unfortunate enough to either have been attached to the tree or have been running under it. And
oh no!
Yeah, that motherfucker was that dude was. There was like it was like the squirrel's hide and then just like everything else. It was messy.
Hey, so I'm just gonna finish all this off with a post that I shared with Daniel and Carrie earlier that I found. It says, once I pimp slapped a seagull into a cafe. I thought it was a ball being thrown at me, but it was a flying goal, and I instinctively batted it away and into a cafe table full of people. The chaos was unimaginable.
Yeah, I get those things are, yeah.
On a lighter note, did you know that there are now 1,008 Pokemon?
Did you know that there is approximately one rat per person on Earth?
Yes.
Oh my god.
But do you know what Pokemon number 1,000 is?
Yeah, it's fucking the gold guy.
Goldengo, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dude. He's a fucking weird dude. Like,
Is
that's
he
the
a dingo?
1,000th Pokemon?
It looks like it looks like a golden Sudowoodo.
He looks like
he
looks like the fucking cinnamon stick from Apple Jacks, like got thick and then like turned gold.
Let me I just posted a picture of it.
I did.
Okay, you're so right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Pokemon number 1,000.
You're so right.
Wow.
I'm literally so correct. It's crazy.
Yeah, all that. Yeah,
I'm so correct. I'm
Panda
upset.
Ubers?
yeah.
I'm
Basically,
so correct, it should be illegal.
as of today, a lot of the Kensuke Mori or of the Gen 9 Pokemon has been released. Not all of them, but like a lot of them.
That's good. Wait, did he get banned?
I do not know.
And Sugimori?
I gotta check. Yeah, I think he got banned. Anything goes. Ken. Poor Ken.
Body?
Wait, he got banned from what?
I'm
Twitter?
I'm on Smogon now.
Mog on my nuts. Sorry.
Don't ever say that again.
I literally do it every time you say that name.
I know, it sounded
The
more like
German
a reflex
name
or an instinct than
Oh,
anything.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
Gabe did not have
bro.
control over that.
I don't.
Completely involuntary.
Did not have free will.
Oh, it's still OU.
Yeah, it's OU.
Its ability is just ridiculous.
Man,
It just prevents every status move from affecting it.
I ran Gen
that's
Gen 9 has a lot of ridiculous Pokemon.
I ran also.
Yeah.
I remember
Oh, yeah,
running
Gabe?
like when I
You
was
wanna
playing the
fucking
game,
know?
I ran Palafin, and that guy's just a monster.
I just ran.
That
and
one
no
is
could
just so
stop me.
ridiculous. It's imagine if Regigigas had like no drawbacks.
Yeah, basically.
Or Slacking may be a better example since he's actually in the fucking playthrough.
Yeah. It sucks, but then you withdraw it and then you send it out again, and then it's just a monster for the rest of the battle.
Real.
He's Superman, he just need to put on his action.
Sorry, I have a cough today.
Don't fucking die.
Game Freak couldn't afford to animate a magical girl sequence, so they
You tried
sure it
just
happens
not
off
coughing
camera.
also?
Gabe, Evan, you
Yeah?
can't die
Hey.
because then who else will starting up the recording?
Oh yeah, Pokemon Emerald Part 50 in 3, 2, 1, go. Hey everyone,
I'm
welcome
no,
back
I
to
paused.
Pokemon
Wait,
Emerald.
I had
Kidding.
OBS closed.
The water is dyed a deep blue.
Do you
Well, I
like?
swear there was a time when you said starting
Fortnite?
recording in 3, 2, 1, and I actually started my
I do
started
remember
the
that.
video.
Yeah.
Do
I don't
you
remember when
like
that was.
Fortnite? Oh my goodness! There's so much building and shooting in
Well,
Fortnite.
they're gonna fucking
Building as
put
a set.
Peter Griffin in Fortnite.
Holy crap! Is that? Sorry.
Stop! Stop!
Do you know what I'm gonna say?
No, I don't know, but it's too funny. You have to stop.
Hold on. There's actually already a fucking video.
Hey, Lois, remember the time that I was in Fortnite?
See, not.
Yo,
I
Mama,
just assumed
this is
every
the video.
character
Yo,
was
Mama,
already
joke.
in Fortnite.
Yo, Mama's so big, she's on both sides of the family.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Thank you for the.
I got to laugh on the bus today when I thought of that. I didn't make it up.
I was gonna say.
I'm not funny.
Next
I've heard
time on
that one
Smash
before.
Team Games, Carrie chooses to be funny.
Funny Carrie.
Honey.